Hey, it's Gary, 3 times head of growth. I want to talk to you about how to scale self-service and what happens when we had too many customers. So we had too many customers after 6 months of launching PLG. Yeah, it's a good problem to have, but it felt like it was very chaotic and like it was the chicken with their head cut off running around. Yeah, we had too many support tickets. We had all these questions that we didn't know and didn't have answers for, and we didn't know which customers to prioritize. There were customers having issues with activations and onboarding. They weren't sure how to use the product properly. There were customers that were not sure if they were interested to upsell or wanted to buy, or just kind of like leading us on. And we didn't have much time to spare for those types of customers. There was also customers who had a lot of these requests for features on the free tier, and we were trying to manage them. So it was very chaotic and crazy. So we had to step back a lot, and we had to ask ourselves, like, how do we keep calm and what should we do? And kind of lean into scaling the self-service in PLG. So we step back to review our operations. So first, we prioritize low effort, high impact tasks. So for those growth folks here, there's the ICE framework that you can use to figure out which tasks to work on, low effort, high impact. And then we decided on formalizing a lot of documentation that we could share, like FAQs and creating product videos and interactive demo. And then we really hone in on trimming down the time we spent per customer. I know that sounds crazy. Why? Wanted to put an upper limit on the number of manual things we were doing. So we were doing a lot of manual things, writing long form emails and like coordinating requests and trying to learn and trying to figure out, is there a better pricing plan? We're trying to put an upper limit on those manual routine tasks. We wanted to lean in on product and less on customer success. We didn't have a big enough team to dedicate so much time to every customer. So we needed to lean in on that product-led growth, the product aspect of our motion. And we always try to anticipate the future, what more customers will look like. Hey, folks, how can we scale today? Because more customers are coming, and this is very unsustainable looking forward. So how do we scale self-service? We created low-touch automation, and thus that means sending out emails to guide customers on each activation point. As they reach each activation point, we're sending a new cadence of emails and basically reinforce one single action that they need to take to complete each activation point. We nudge them along in this kind of like a PLG bumper, and we communicate this to all our customers so we can scale that communication and reinforcement and encouragement. So the second thing is we updated FAQs on our landing page, post onboarding content onto email automation, into the community via in-app. So anywhere where customers are engaging with us or with our content, we want to update those FAQs because we want to let customers discover answers for themselves and other questions. But of course, we had a call to action that for them to reach out to us if there was very specific questions in mind. We let customers discover new use cases because there was all these new use cases that we want to teach them. And so by showing them through documentation and tool tips, they can find these advanced use cases. On onboarding calls, we reinforce the customers to use these documentations. So on the onboarding call, we tell them, hey, you can click here to read more. This is the guide. If you don't know what you need to do, just come to this guide and we'll have all the questions and answers for you and step-by-step. And it really kind of transitioned into customers using our product more self-serve and leaning into that. And so third, we limit the time we spent per customer. So this strict enforcement, we encourage our PLG team, our representatives, to communicate to more customers. Don't spend time on just one customer because we want to spend more time on more customers so we can see more patterns. We want to ultimately see what are the commonalities that people are asking questions for, signals to upsell, signals to churn. So we utilize a lot of documentation, and so we created product videos and update them. And we repeated having this mindset so that we can continue to focus on reminding ourselves how to scale. So our PLG's team's mindset is always be scaling. So doing more with less, not to completely remove the people behind the scenes, but how do we continuously patch all these holes in the self-service? So that was very transformative. Hey, follow me on growthwithgary.com or feel free to subscribe here to learn more about how to execute PLG, lead and operate and launch and be successful in SaaS.